All right, so this is the story of our first date. But before I get to that, let me describe what we call date zero, the classic lunch date or date zero lunch date. So one day I was home from work on a Thursday, which is not usual, and it was the summer. So Miranda, I knew would be free because she teaches, so she just had nothing going on, clearly. And I was home, and at this point, I was texting Miranda pretty regularly, but we hadn't actually met up, the two of us. So I asked her, "Hey, I'm actually home from work today. Do you want to grab lunch?" Over text, and she said yeah. And so I met her at Hen House in Wheaton, where we had a nice brunch. Neither of us actually really ate anything, which is a good thing, kind of. We were, it's good to eat, but we were just talking, conversation was going so naturally. We just had such a great time. And even after we ate, we actually went on an hour and a half long walk. Would you say it was an hour and a half long or so?
Which is something that I generally enjoy doing. And Ethan is not one to necessarily just go for a walk casually. At that time, he wasn't really. Mm-hmm. So that was a little more normal for me. Not necessarily with another person, but yeah.
And then after that, we actually had our first date. So that we never really said the word date during that, even though it is a date. But it is date zero according to the books. And then that was on a Thursday. So the next Friday, we had our first date.
Mm-hmm. And that is when Ethan drove to my place, and we walked to downtown Wheaton to EMIR. And we had... we each made separate notes on our phone mm-hmm. of 20 questions or so mm-hmm. To ask each other. And so we just pick numbers at random, which is a thing that Ethan does, where he likes to just pick a random number for how he decides what to eat, but that's also how he decided what questions to answer. And then we just kind of went back and forth mm-hmm. And answered some lighthearted questions, some more mm-hmm. serious questions, and that carried on into a lot more questions.
Yeah.